Your lifestyle will change and you're never going to be worried about money. And when you're not worried about money, guess what that does? That actually gives you the freedom to homeschool your daughter, be with your wife, be at home, be present, be upfront in your business. If you want to change something in your life, you have to commit to something. So the first thing I say, listen, you have to commit to some time. If you're not willing to show up, it ain't going to work. Second, you need to figure out what you want to trade, what you want to do, how much money you're willing to invest. That's where it's at. So when I always tell people, I go, if everything went off right here, right now, what are you going to do? I said, bro, I'm going to come in your house and take all your water and your food. If it's going to go to a chaotic time, bro, nobody's going to be thinking about money. You how to be healthy, like off, bro. You look at your stomach. We're living in a world where they sell confusion at the, like to the highest bidder. Imagine what they're doing to the money when they're doing that to our health.
What's up, family? Welcome back to the Double Down Podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Woodson, and today I have an extraordinary guest joining me, Jesse Lawrence, also known as Mr. Holistic. Now, if you haven't heard of Jesse, he's a powerhouse in the entrepreneurial world. He's a top educator on day trading and digital media sensation with massive followings on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. But he's not just about finance. Jesse has built a global jewelry line rooted in minerals and holistic healing, and he's a fearless voice on social issues and the future of wealth building. So whether you're here to learn about investing, holistic well-being, or how to stay resilient in today's world, this is the episode for you. Let's double down on the insights with Mr. Holistic.
We are back. I think wasn't I doing like my first episode, bro, or second episode? No, I was interviewing ChatGPT.
You were, yeah. That was the day I met you. Yeah.
That's the day we met, bro. And now look at us, bro.
And I've been chasing you down ever since.
I swear, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm like beep beep out of here, boom.
You're like Pitbull. What do you say, Mr. Worldwide?
Mr. Worldwide.
That's you.
At least nationwide right now.
Come on now.
Nationwide is on your side.
Mr. Holistic in the building, man.
We're in the building, man. We got a new studio.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Mateos and Outbox Studio here in Las Vegas. This is where it all happens, man. And one thing I love about like the growth is that in a world where content is everything, and if you don't know how to in-game adjust and grow, change, like, bro, you're going to lose out. And one thing we do out here in the Outbox Studio is always in-game adjust. And we're in the new studio, new curtains, new view. Bro, what's happening, man? So what we got going on today?
Man, I don't even know really where to begin with you because you are so multifaceted. But let's go ahead and just start it with one, like Black men learning and understanding day trading. To me, it's like a whole new world for me. I understand finance.
Yeah.
But day trading is so much different than long-term stocks.
100%.
Can you break down, one, what is it? And then two, there's so much different lingo. Can you break down like different terminology, please?
Before I even break it down, because it's a super term. It's literally just putting your money in the financial markets. And it's like putting your money in the best position for your money to make money.
What's up, risk takers? Welcome back to the Double Down Podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Woodson. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start building the empire you are meant for, you're in exactly the right place. Before we dive in today's game-changing episode, do me a quick favor. If you're listening on audio right now, smash that follow button and leave me a 5-star rating. It literally takes you 3 seconds. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell so you never miss the strategies that could change your entire life.
And when you start talking about just color, it's like most men, whether they're black, white, brown, they are literally at a smaller curve than females, because females, for one, they have a cleaner slate, a cleaner journey when it comes to like crime, comes to like baggage, and it comes to like certificates and like having degrees. So there's so much more certified females in the markets than there are males. Hence the reason why you have a lot more successful women than you do have men right now. I think where men fail is the actual like adapting to the language. And when you start saying like, what is that language? If you do not speak that language or try to learn that language, people who speak it fluently will make money off of you. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. So I speak a money language. So people who understand that language, they hang out with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you speak in the money language and people get it, guess what happens? Everybody's making money.
Everyone's happy.
And then when you're not selfish with that and you start saying, yo, let's manifest abundance for everyone around you. Because the last thing you want is to be making a whole bunch of money. Because when you look back in the day, it was always one guy making all the money. Then he had the goons, he had the sidekicks, he had all of the guys, his homeboys. I'm like, bro, if my homeboys ain't leveling up or not seeing what I'm seeing and doing what I'm doing, like, bro, like I don't even need you in my area. So that's when I came up with that quote almost like 10 years ago. If I can't see you going where I'm going, I can't have you standing where I'm at. Because if you standing where I'm at and you don't want to go where I'm going, we already pushing and pulling. You see what I'm saying? Right. So when you start bringing individuals in the financial markets and you go, bro, if you're not trying to level up financially and put your money in the right place and you're just consistently complaining about a rat race, but you go to work every day, you're just doing that same thing and you're not willing to change, that's your first hindrance right there. Because when you look at political, economical, technical, fundamental analysis in the markets in our live situation in 2026,
right,
you're going to have to get some education, and you can't just be taking advice from social media. You see what I'm saying? Because social media have you buying Bitcoin at 125 and now she back down. You see? Yeah. So I think it's such a skill set that every man, every female should have into their repertoire of making money. Because most people say, oh, I do threading, or I do nails. They have a skill set. But then each one of those individuals want to make more money, but they don't have the time to go get more clients. So when you start saying, what is the financial market, that literally tells an individual that I can be my own financial advisor. I can make my own financial decisions. I don't need to consistently let my money go into this bank, which has literally no authority, but just literally take my money and make money with it and give me basic back 0.002%.
Right.
And then if you never ask questions, they're cool with that relationship.
Yeah.
And I always revert that back to the streets because everybody comes from the streets. And I go, where in the streets where you can give somebody direct deposit and then they give you 0.002% back on your money, where that is cool?
Not gonna fly.
Not gonna fly. Because where I'm from, that wakes your grandma up at 3 a.m. like you'll put your mom in a black dress over those numbers, and everybody's like super cool with that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think like learning the foreign exchange market, learning the sectors in the market, learning the industries, like what is Forex, what is crypto, what is binary, what are all of these things that people on social media are talking about? Because today we're living in an age of AI.
Yep.
And AI makes anybody look like they can do anything. And then when you get next to them, you start realizing like, oh man, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Pay for the mentorship.
Yeah. You're paying for the mentorships. You're paying for courses. So we're not selling courses. I'm not interested in selling courses. Yeah. I'm not even interested in like selling people on the concept of they should be day trading. I'm interested in showing them the lifestyle of what happens when you commit to learning a financial skill. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like, because your lifestyle will change and you're never going to be worried about money. And when you're not worried about money, guess what that does? That actually gives you the freedom to homeschool your daughters, be with your wife, be at home, be present, be in like upfront in your business. Right. You see what I'm saying? Or be a leader in the space, be a leader in the community, be a leader in everything that you do because you're standing up front. And when you got the information, guess what they saying? Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game, coach. So now you're calling shots, you're making plays. And so now you start understanding like every time I say something, people are listening. When people are listening, they're getting results. And when they get results, other people see it.
Right.
So my job is to consistently keep telling people exactly what to do while doing exactly what I'm telling them. Because the last thing I want to be out there as a leader in this space, 100,000 of followers, telling people to do some shit, and then they come to me and I'm not even doing
it. You're right, because I see you butt crack of dawn, early morning on YouTube, and you're on live, and there's a bunch of people that are watching you doing whatever you're showing them how to do. But how do they get to that step of like truly understanding? Is it just continuously showing up with you?
It's repetition.
Okay.
It's anything, bro. We're humans.
Yeah.
And God has put us in such a great position where we are the only species that have the capability of just changing our thought process and that changing our whole life right in front of us.
Powerful.
You see what I'm saying? So when most people say, bro, I like, how do I even get started? Where do I have to find the time? That's your first sacrifice. Sacrifice your sleep. Wake up early. This is why I do it early. Because how many people are literally slaving for money from 9 to 5, right, 10 to 6? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to make my money at 4 a.m. while everybody around me sleeps. So I ain't got zero distraction. Not only am I trying to make my money at 4 a.m, but I'm trying to educate people on how I'm making my money. because you have so many people in this industry going, let me see how much money you're making.
Yep.
Everybody want to see how much money you're making.
That's it.
That's all they want to see. And I go, if I want to start showing you money, I can show money.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the purpose, because you ain't going to learn from looking at my money. You might get killed looking at my money. You might get rear naked choked. Bro, did you see the knockout the other day? When the girl hit, what was it from,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Wow. A knockout and a submission at the same time?
Right.
But in other words, what I always tell people, there's two type of people that I personally can filter through it immediately. The people who want to know how much money I'm making, and then the people who want to know how I'm making that money.
There we go.
And these are the only people that I talk to. So when people go, oh, why you not responding to me? Because you want to see my money.
Yeah.
If you want to see my money, come get close. And you'll just see my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's the case. So it is everything repetition. Because we're humans, the more and more you do the exact same thing, you're going to get better at it. So that goes back to the saying by Bruce Lee. And I know you probably know that saying.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I don't fear a man who goes to the gym and work on 10,000 things.
Right.
I fear the man who goes to the gym and work on one technique 10,000 times.
Right.
So that's what I do. I get online every day, 4 a.m, and I start diving through the markets.
Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Deviant Consultations, we're here to guide you, complete white glove service every step of the way. Whether you're starting your credit repair journey or you're looking to get business funding, we've got your back. Go ahead and screenshot or click the QR code below and schedule your discovery call with the team. Let's make your dreams come true together.
Are the markets moving different? Is the market like with all of the crazy news and the chaos? Everything is off the chain, because you're looking at like all-time highs in the market.
Yeah.
And for those who listen, that means like prices are higher than they ever been. So in order to have a technical analysis or an eye of saying where to buy, when to sell, when to hold, you have to understand structure. And structure comes from repetition.
Okay.
Like a builder, like with credit. If you have no structure,
Right.
Guess what happens when you build your credit up? The minute you go out with those same crazy ass habits that ruin your credit, you're going to go back and just ruin it again, because you ain't got that. You ain't got the structure to maintain a 750 or 800.
They're going to call me again.
They're going to call you again. They're going to call you again. They're going to be running it back. And we're all right, let's do it again.
Right.
So this is the same thing in the foreign exchange market. So you have to start saying, like, if the Forex market is a $7 trillion daily market, that means there are enough money for everybody.
Wow.
So the question is, spiritually, what do you deserve right now? So that's where I come into the play, because I always tell people, like, the minute you come in tune with who you truly are, you're going to start opening up so many blessings that are already inside you. You're already in line with it. So I always tell people, find out who you are. Find out your identity as an investor. Find your identity as a day trader. Find your identity with your money. So you'll know, like, bro, I like crypto. Bro, I like stocks. I ain't got time to be in the markets every day. I just want to put my money and just let it go.
Yeah.
I want to start investing into newer companies. I mean, what are you into?
Right.
And then you start, bro, I'm into AI. I'm into this. Bro, invest into these new AI companies. They're coming out, bro, and they're going public, and bro, they're rising like overnight. It's like Amazon when they were selling books, and look at them now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it is very important to have a routine, have an identity, and like understand who you are as you becoming an investor, because you're going to grow. And then that alone allows an individual to start saying, bro, when I first started, I used to do this, and now I'm seasoned because now I put those reps in. So now I don't make the same mistakes.
Okay.
Now I don't duck my head to the left when I see a guy with a hard right. You see what I'm saying? It's like little things like that. These are little technical things that you have to in-game adjust in the middle of a fight. So imagine when you're in the middle of a trade or middle of an investment and things start going south, there's things that you would have to do. And first thing first, you have to be able to accept an L. And this is where most men, to the original question, this is why most men struggle, because they've been taking L's their whole life. And now when they come over here, they want to win so bad. And when they start taking the L, they're not willing to take the L's.
Damn.
And as a fighter, you got to be willing to lose just like you're willing to win. And that's what makes you a good fighter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because no fighter is winning playing defense.
Right.
He's winning by going out there and taking shots and throwing shots. So when you start talking about winning in your money, bro, you got to put your money in a better position. And if you're just constantly just making it, bringing it into the bank doing what they doing with it, leaving what you doing with it, and you just dispersing it out to assets or liabilities, whatever it may be, but you live in check to check.
Right.
So the only way to really truly change that is break the structure of when money comes in, where money goes. And then this is what I teach.
Okay. So let's just say for the sake of this episode, if someone's coming to this, what is like the bare basics? Like what time does the market open? What time does it close? What is some easy language? Like preparing for this episode, I learned about wick and I never heard of nothing about wick. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I got to ask this because I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there has to be more people like me out there. So just take a couple of minutes and break down terminology and then basics, and then we could jump on it.
So the foreign exchange market, it's literally like a wide open market. It opens up Sunday evening around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then it closes Friday evening at 5:30, 6 o'clock.
What, East Coast time? West Coast time?
East Coast time.
Okay.
East Coast time. So when you're over here in Vegas, you got 3 hours, a 3 hour difference.
Yep.
But at the same time, I personally don't trade on Sunday. So I teach my students, don't trade when the market opens and don't trade when the market closes.
So no Sundays, no Fridays.
No Sundays and no Fridays. So we make our Monday through Thursday.
Got it.
And then we make our money from 4 to 5 in the morning. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So on the East Coast, that's 7 to 8 in the morning. Most people got to go to work at 9. So I'm telling you, I'm not finna make you a mansion money. I'm not finna make you Bentley money. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm rich or wealth. What I'm finna show you is I can make $250 to $300 a day, and I can do it for 7 years straight in front of people on YouTube.
In an hour.
In an hour, less than an hour.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
You see? So, and I'm teaching for 45 minutes and I'm trading for maybe 15 minutes out of that.
Fire.
You see what I'm saying? So I show people that you just have to have a proper routine.
Okay.
Am I winning every day? Absolutely not. Do I have a winning percentage? Absolutely yes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that is the difference between me and literally everybody else out here in the game. Because everybody else want to show that they win and win and win and win, and that's not real.
No, it's not.
It's not real. So I show people my losses, and I show people when I'm willing to take a loss, because I understand like how shooting works. You're not going to make every shot, but you got to have a consistent shot, and you also got to be willing to change your shot when it's not working. So if I'm consistently trading gold or consistently trading US 30 or consistently buying crypto and losing my ass, like why are you consistently doing that? You have to come back to the drawing board. So when you have Monday through Thursday or basically Sunday through Friday, you need to, again, have a routine. How do you build that routine in? So I tell people, when you say you want to start learning how to invest, first thing first, let's commit to some time.
Okay.
You want to get fit, you have to commit to time.
Right.
You want to change something in your life, you have to commit to something. So the first thing I say, listen, you have to commit to some time. If you're not willing to show up, it ain't going to work. Just that simple. Second, you need to figure out what you want to trade, what you want to do, how much money you're willing to invest. I always tell people, don't come over here and say, oh, I got 10,000, oh, I got 20,000. You're uneducated. That's like going to the sports bookie and saying, I got 50,000 in my pocket. Who am I supposed to bet on? Oh, they finna take that.
Right.
Because this city wasn't built off people winning.
Yeah.
So when you have people going like, oh, bro, this guy got 50,000. He don't even know what he want to bet on. Imagine the guy that saying, man, I got 50,000 from my ROI, and now I'm finna literally go put it into the stocks market. But which stock should I buy, Mr. H? Why are you even telling me you got 50,000? I got a stock for you, MrHolistic.com. You see what I'm saying? So for a beginner, I always tell people, just do your due diligence and try to figure out, go look yourself in the mirror. How much money am I willing to put into myself and be willing to lose it?
In myself.
Okay. And that's the key.
Yeah.
People think, oh, I lost it in Forex. Forex is a scam. Oh, I lost it in crypto. No, you just put it in on yourself. Now, if you just bought a course, that's something totally different. Somebody just sold you.
Right.
But what I'm telling people, you don't need a course. You don't need some program. What you need is a community. And why I say community, because when you're around like-minded people doing the exact same thing on a daily basis, that creates muscle memory financially. And you can just follow suit, or you can pick up and start adding to the community. Yep. You see what I'm saying? And once you start teaching your own, teaching your kids, teaching your wife, teaching your buddies, now you're growing the community. And see, that's what we do. So I remember like almost 7 years ago, bro, we were like 25, 30 people, and we were all blowing accounts because we didn't know what we were doing, but we knew what we wanted to do. We knew the vision was there. And then we just stayed steady. So the third thing I'm going to tell anybody is you got to be willing to stick through it. You can't allow the money to go, I'm out, man. I can't afford to lose another $200, $300, $500. When I first started, bro, I lost $1,500 almost 100 times.
Damn.
You understand that?
Yeah. For how long?
Bro, I'm talking about like easy my first 5-6 years of trading.
Wow.
I lost $1,500 almost fucking like at least 100 times. Just putting 1,500 in there and just going for it. Putting 1,500 in the account, just going for it. Putting 1,500 in the account and just going for it. Not knowing what a stop loss is, not knowing what a take profit is, not knowing boundaries, not knowing risk. Yeah. Fourth thing, learn risk management.
Risk management meaning like you? What is your risk tolerance?
100%.
Okay.
Because you got to know what you're willing to lose.
Got it.
Because I'm going, bro, I'll put up 300 to make $1,000 any day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Any day. So I'll put up 30 to make 100.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it goes the same. So, but are you willing to put up the 30?
Would you be willing to put up 1,500 to make 300?
100%.
You have a really high risk tolerance.
I mean, no. In a sense, I'll be willing to put 1,500 in the account and then make $300 a day, but I'm not going to risk the 1,500 to make the 300 because it's backwards.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So for an example is, I never want to risk 1 to 2% of my account in a single trade.
Okay.
So if I'm willing to lose 300, I'm not willing to lose that 300 in one trade.
Got it.
It's going to be multiple shots. So I'm going, man, I just lost 50. Oh man, I just lost 75. Oh man, I just lost 100 right there. All right. I'm only trading 3-4 trades a day.
Okay.
When I'm day trading.
Got it.
I'm more of a swing trader.
Meaning?
Yeah. So for an example, fifth thing I'm going to tell someone, there's 4 ways of trading. Most common way is day trading, where people are saying, oh, I want to make money every day. Yeah. I don't want to work no more. I want to be a day trader. I want to go in and out of the market just like that. That's day trading. Jumping into the market during the mornings, riding the market out all day and just staying in it, jumping in, taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades. That's a day trader. Then you have scalpers. Scalpers are like the dope boys of the markets. These are the people who are taking trades for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. They're just like jumping in and out from the wicks.
Yeah. You
see, which is the highest point of the market of that particular time frame, or the lowest point of the market. So they're just sniping in and out like bow, 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 and they're making $50, $30, $20, and they're doing it 10 times. So at the end of the day, they're going, all right, I took 20 trades, I won 15, I lost 5, but I'm up $250. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So these are your scalpers.
Okay.
And then you have people like me who are swing traders. Swing traders are individuals who can analyze the market on a higher time frame and understand the overall value of structure. And I'm going, if this is where the money is at, that is where the money has been, I can pretty much project where the money is going. So once I find out where the money is going, that means I'm going to find out if I'm going to buy or sell. And once I realize there's only 3 ways you can trade in the market moves up, it moves down, and it moves sideways. I trade only up and I trade only down. So that limits me to 2 ways. So the minute I see the market, for new people, the minute you see the market just moving sideways, that's a no-go for me because that's confusion. So when markets are moving sideways like there are now,
right?
Because you got so much chaos with Iran, you got so much chaos still with like Ukraine, you have chaos all over the world right now with the Epstein files. So what that does, that makes investors go, is the price going to go lower? Well, let me pull my profits and I don't want to see. And then you have uneducated individuals going, well, I might as well buy somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Because it's digital. I got to get in somewhere. I'm tired of just watching money move. So they just start jumping in. And that makes the market do like this. And when the market is doing like this, the last thing you want to do is put money that you really can't afford to lose in a consolidated market. So what we do is we talk breakouts. Is the market going to break up? Is the market going to break down? And when the market chooses a direction, just go with it. And that is the most simplest way to get started.
Okay.
Find a community that is speaking a language. Learn the language first thing first. As you're learning the language, choose an identity. You're going to be a swing trader, day trader, scalper. Last position is what you get the big boys doing. That's called position trading. And what that means is finding a good position and staying there. That's your Warren Buffetts. Okay. That's your Elon Musk. These are your big boys. They're like riding positions like that. So I learned this style as well, but you have to understand, like, you're going to come to an emotional financial point where you're going to go, I've never seen money like that. Like, then the inner you is going to start playing with you. Man, take that money. Bro, take that money, close that trade. And then when you close that trade, it's going to just take off. And you're going to be like, oh, man, I should have just kept the trade. You have to accept, like, this is what I came here for. This is what I wanted. Boom. And close it off. Because the longer you stay in the market, the more you're going to be acceptable to get your head cut off. And that's when you'll see people up 12%, 18%, 30% in the mornings. and then blow their account by the end of the day because they're taking higher risk. And I would also say, this is one thing when I talk about risk management, and I can talk about this shit all day, bro. It's like people don't know how to stop. And this is also men's biggest failure because we have the gambling mentality.
Yeah.
When we up 300 in literally 30 minutes, man, let me get another 300. Let me get another 500. Then you start accordingly, like you're trading to your expenses that you got going on. Shit, man, I got a $1,500 cotton over right here. Let me put a little bit more in here. And now you're like literally taking risks that are unnecessary. So I always tell people don't lose money in the markets because they're taking bad trades. 99% of the people that are losing in the markets, they're taking unnecessary trades. Like you're already up, you're already done. Like stop, and then they're doing extra, reaching way farther than what they should be. And I'm like, you don't even make $1,000 a day at your job. You ain't even never made $1,000 a day. Why are you doing that here? Keep making your $250, $300 until you develop the discipline to make the $1,000 a day, because it's a different level. It's like going from pros to literally like from high school, college to pro. It's a different level in speed. It's a different level in impact. It's a different level in education, athleticism, everything. So when you start saying trading in New York session, bro, it's the most volatile session. It's like saying, okay, I want to take my baby out of the hospital and immediately just put it in school. Like you're not going to do that.
No,
you're not going to do that. So when you start talking about trading in New York session, that's the most like I would say manipulated market, where the market is like boom, 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 hitting higher highs, retesting lower lows. It's moving all over the place. Your Asian session normally consolidates, kind of like moves sideways because of the New York session.
Okay.
So when the market is moving like this, Asian kind of comes in and like calms it down. So now you go, all right, before New York price was, that's why I do also do my class early in the morning. And I always tell people, choose a time where you're actually free and you're not being distracted. So I like early in the morning because I run a successful holistic business throughout my day. So I'm like, yo, I need to be in the markets and out the markets or in position in the market before New York happens. So if I'm in a buying position in my like at the end of literally London, which is overnight, going into New York, and I'm in a buy position and I see news coming in and I'm like, if news is going to be good, we're going to catch a tsunami wave. If news is going to be bad, we're going to get clipped out. So I start educating people. You can F around and find out if you like, or you can play it safe. Move your stop loss break even, meaning now you have zero risk. If the trade just come back to the exact price where you bought or sold at, you're not going to lose nothing. You're not going to win anything. It's just going to clip you out.
How come like the world economics and stuff like going to war or COVID and huge pendulum swings like that in the world have such an effect on the stock market and the way that money is thrown out to the market and then also taken away? Like COVID, I kind of get how like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, they blow up because they're making all this medicine, right? But how does like war increase the stock market, or like oil prices increase the stock market? Unless like, I don't understand, if you're creating bullets, okay, I get it. You're a company, right? Like during COVID, if you made gloves,
no, it's not even that,
you're balling. How does that accumulate? How does that work?
You got to think like this. War is for bankers.
How?
Because it's money, bro. It's money. You know how much money it costs to shoot a missile? You understand that? You know how much money is put into defense contracts after blowing some shit up and then going back and fixing it? Leave that. Do you understand that everything that is being shot at everybody is silver? You understand that? So if silver is going to skyrocket, everybody's grandma and grandpa and great-grandma and great-grandpa has told you, make sure you go buy you some gold. So when the dollar is super unstable, guess where people are going to start taking their money? They're going to start putting it into metals.
Got it.
They're going to put it into gold. They're going to put it into silver. And as long as people start saying, if I don't like what you're doing, or if I don't like what you have saying, or I don't like something about you, I'm just going to shoot a missile at you, that's always going to affect the markets. Now, where the market starts basically having uncertainty is how investors are going to respond. So you take an individual like Donald Trump, who ran off, I won't go to war. I will bring peace to the Middle East. And now we done snatched up Venezuelan oil. Right. Everybody celebrated. Gas prices dropped. And then all of a sudden we start shooting rockets and bombs at Iran. And now everything goes back up because of Strait of Hormuz.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So what happens is now oil is way more expensive. Oil is at like almost $105, $115 right now.
Yeah. It's $5 here.
It's $5 here.
Yeah.
When I left, it was like $3.14, $3.17.
Crazy.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So this is why it's also important to be financially set. So when all of this noise start happening, you got to have a really good relationship with money. So therefore, you're not looking at gas prices. Like I don't see them. I didn't see the egg prices going crazy. You see, I didn't notice it. You see what I'm saying? So I started telling people there's different levels in this game. Because if you're still looking at that type of stuff, then you're tripping anyway.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because that shit is going to go up and down anyway, because that's how the market moves. When you start looking at NASDAQ, Dow Jones, like they make money off of information and news and things like that. So when they say, yo, we're going to war and we're going to do this and there's going to be this particular time, and then you say, all right, we're going to go to Iran, we're going to take Iran, we're going to get rid of their nuclear system, we're going to get rid of them, their armies, their militaries, get rid of all of that. And we're going to do it in 4 days or to a week. Bro, we're almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, almost 3 months, 4 months into it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that in itself will make the market go, oh my God, I don't think this is a good investment. I don't think this is a good idea. So now you'll see the market tank.
So you're saying that's people pulling it out of markets that they already have it in and putting it into metals?
Yeah. So that's like, for an example, if I have $100,000 in the bank right now, and I have literally like no trust in my bank, I'm not going to leave that $100,000 in my bank.
Right.
But I'm also not going to take it all out because I believe in diversification.
Okay.
So I do 33, 33, 33. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm going to take 33 of that and I'm going to put it in something that I can't lose in, which is gold. Something I can't lose in, which is silver. Well, something I can't lose in, which is oil. You see what I'm saying? So if I start putting and placing my money over there, imagine buying oil at $50 a barrel, $60 a barrel, $80 a barrel, and saying, yo, it's going to go to $100 a barrel. I've been telling people for years it's going to go to $100 a barrel. And they was like, why?
Yeah.
I said, bro, we're going to war. Because the petrodollar is in trouble. And if the petrodollar is in trouble and has been dominating the global trade for ages, we're like playing Monopoly right now. You see what I'm saying? It's like we have to take global power positions everywhere to be able to say, all right, United States of America, we're still the global powerhouse. And right now, you got BRICS nations, you got the Chinese yuan, you got Russian rubles, you got all of these things, you got the BRICS. Like everybody is like literally like just saying, you know what? We don't want to use the dollar anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to use our own currency.
I saw that.
And that puts us on stilts and puts us on like wobbly legs. I would even say baby calf legs. That puts us like on baby calf legs.
Baby giraffe.
Yeah, baby giraffe. You know what I'm saying? So you got like about 30 seconds to start getting up and get your ass out of here before lions start sniffing on you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how we look right now when they close the Strait of Hormuz. So everything stops.
Okay. So how come the dollar itself loses money? But you're saying when people are intimidated or they're worried, they put money into gold. Isn't the gold supposed to be the back of the dollar?
Like, but it's not backed by dollars, by gold no more. It's just paper.
Okay.
And that's where people feel that's where the money system is like flawed. Because it's literally not backed by anything. We're just printing money. COVID came, they just printed more money.
Okay, so how could I hear the news is saying we're like $3 trillion in debt, but if we print money tomorrow night, can't we just print $3 trillion and pay off the debt?
No. So it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
So and we're like 31 trillion in debt.
Okay, cool.
so
let's
like,
take a week and
yeah. So what we could be doing is transferring that into and get that off in like crypto. And that's what I think Donald Trump's intentions was.
Okay.
His economical policies were absolutely amazing until he got sold to going to war. So when you start asking that question, you start going, the dollar is losing value because people realize it has no value.
Right.
It has zero value. It's just backed by paper and people can just print it. People can even counterfeit it. Like, it's just a piece of paper. I remember living in India when they got rid of like the 500 rupee note and the 1,000 rupee note. That's like here saying, all right, we're going to get rid of the $10 bill and the $20 bill or the $50 bill or the $100 bill. That'll bring chaos. You remember in COVID when they started saying, yo, it's a cash crisis. You can't use cash here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So little things like that shakes the market. So people's like, Yo, if people are not accepting dollars no more, well, I got to get rid of these dollars. Guess what I got to go do? I got to go buy a metal, something that I can barter if I need to barter. It's going to have more value. And that's why gold went from like $2,000 an ounce to like 45, 5,000. I'm like, yeah. It's like crazy. 5,000, some $1,000 an ounce.
Yeah. And then it dropped again.
Yeah. Why is it dropping?
Why?
Because the markets, people start taking profits.
Oh, okay.
You see? So if remember I told you about the 3 or 4 ways of trading, the personalities. So imagine an individual who is swinging gold and say, man, I got gold in a nice little pot. I'm holding it until I get $2,000, $3,000 out of it. And once I get $2,000, $3,000, bro, I'm snatching that money. Imagine how many people that I'm teaching, bro, just take your $200, bro. You made it in 30 minutes. Take your $400. At least take partials. Take 75% of it. Put your stop loss break even.
Do you pay taxes on taking that money?
When you bring it to yourself.
Okay. So
for an example, if I made money right now, I made $500 today. And if I wanted to take that money, I would have to take that money from my broker, put it into my exchange, which is like Coinbase, and take it from Coinbase and put it back into my bank.
Yeah.
The minute you go from Coinbase to your bank, that's considered income.
Okay.
So that's where you pay your taxes.
Forever.
Like no matter how you do it, that's how you get you. So that's when I always tell people it's highly important to, when you first start trading, make that money, because you need to make more money. You need to have more money up on your name. You need to have improving income, because most people are going to, first thing they want to do, man, I need a better car. Man, I need a better apartment. I need to get out of my mama's house. I need to move out, like from my boyfriend or my girlfriend. So they're going to have to buy stuff. So they need pay stubs. They need a way to do it. So they need to back the tracking. So I tell people in the beginning, don't worry about taxes. Make money. Yeah. Once you start making enough money, believe you me, that question is going to come up. And that's when we start teaching people about LLCs, S corps, trust, and being able to stack themselves versus using their social, start using EINs.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying? So that's when your tax breaks comes. And this is also a language.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so those who speak that language, so imagine me just going around talking about trust, LLCs, S corps, C corps, the difference in between. Like, people who don't understand it, they're going to say, bro, fuck, man, I can't sit around Mr. Holistic. All he talk about is money, bro, and I don't even understand that nigga.
Speaking Spanish.
He's speaking Spanish.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you need to be around people when I do speak, and they're like, yeah, bro, and now the whole conversation changes, because everybody's on the same game and speaking the same language. And now we can get so much accomplished when we go, bro, I know you know silver. I know you know gold. I know the markets overall. All three of our perspectives, oh man, it's a game over.
Yeah.
Now we can attack the market like a unit, and now we can clear rooms. Now we can clear sectors and pull big bags out.
Do you feel this confidently about crypto that you do in
100%? 100%. For me, it's like I'm ride or die in it all.
Okay.
I'm like.
So your risk tolerance is just high across the board.
Not even. It's risk management.
Risk management.
I'm willing. Everything that I got in the markets right now, I'm willing to lose.
Okay.
If the people say, well, what happens if another pandemic happens, or a EMF happens and the whole globe shuts down, the power grid is down, what's going to happen?
Can I ask you this? Is the money that you have in the market right now the money that you've made from the market, or is it still your own market? Or I
have some position where I'm reinvesting into new things, but most of the money I have in the markets, it's market money.
Well, that's why it doesn't really matter.
And that's where you have to get to the point where you're not emotionally attached to your money.
There we go. Okay.
And you have to build that up through understanding your identity.
And taking losses.
Taking wins. And again, people see the people with the belt up at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
They don't see the 6 to 8 weeks training camp.
Gotcha.
They don't see the 5-10 year race to say, I want to be number one. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it's at. So when I always tell people, I go, if everything went off right here, right now, what are you going to do? I said, bro, I'm going to come in your house and take all your water and your food because I have other skill sets. You see what I'm saying? Because if it's going to go to a chaotic time, bro, nobody's going to be thinking about money.
Yeah.
So where's your survival skills at that time? So that's how I look at things. So I'm like, I'm going to be so diverse where if crypto just goes to shit, no problem. I have this. If the stock market goes to shit, no problem. I have this. If all of it goes to shit, no problem. I still have my business.
Yeah.
I still have my personality, my gift by God of being able to go into someone's house or go into someone's business or go into someone's presence and light their ass up.
And take our water.
And take your water.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize, bro, it's like we're not living in the same world. And people that are around us are struggling.
Yep.
And they're struggling at a different rate now. And it's like 1 month you're good, and the next month you're like almost homeless.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a mama, a daddy, or a grandma to even go back to, like, bro, you're like ready to run up on somebody. Because you're like at that desperate, you're like, there's so many desperate people right now, male and female. This is why OnlyFans is making so much money. I'm ready to start trading on OnlyFans, like just trading there. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine it's a concept. Like, who says you have to get naked over there?
No, yeah, I mean, UFC fighters are just fighting over there, showing like
bro, just showing clips and everything.
Yeah.
You go, bro. That's where people are at. And if you're like interested in selling subs, then why would you not be on where everybody is willing to get a sub?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You see, so it's like, again, putting yourself in a proper position.
You being the way that you are, having the mentality, or let me say this, maybe taking the losses that you did this open your eyes and diversifying into opening up Mr. Holistic and that business? Or was this always something that stemmed, or did it come first? Let me ask you that.
So I was already in the holistic business. This
Okay.
is why I was willing to risk a lot more. So when I started trading, I was already making money. And that's the difference between like my entry and other people's entry. I also started trading when you had to have a lot of money to even get started. So I come from the era where even to open up a demo, you had to put like $10,000 in your account. So I come from there.
That's like day trading? Like
day trading, whatever you're trying to get into. You had to put money into your account and get vetted.
Okay.
And then you're able to press the button. You see what I'm saying? There was one time at one point, you had to have 25,000 in a MetaTrader 4 to just take a US 30 trade.
Wow.
You understand that? So who has that money?
No.
So that's when the stigma, like the perception of trading got ruined because people just immediately thought, bro, I ain't got $10,000. I ain't got $25,000 to even start. And now, bro, you can start with $50, $100, $200.
Yeah, I trade off my phone.
Yeah. Now you're trading off your phone. Like, bro, the game is changing and people's mindset is still the same. It's like the people saying, bro, I will never work at McDonald's. I'll never work at Panda Express. They're paying $30 an hour.
Right.
What do you mean? You're working over here for $17 an hour and you're working part-time. Go to Panda Express.
In California.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, I was just in Denver, Colorado, and they was like, now hiring, $28.99, start off. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
$28.99? But imagine people still going, oh, bro, fuck Panda Express. Bro, you making that money at the warehouse?
Right. And getting good free lunch?
And getting free lunch? Bro, I'm telling you, so the world is coming to a place where nothing is the same. Food ain't the same.
Right.
Nothing is the same. So if you're not willing to like in-game adjust, and that's where I came into the play. Because I had money, I had to start realizing it's not about the money. Until you get educated, you're going to still have these same results and you're going to keep losing this money. And the minute you keep losing the money, you're going to eventually just wave the white flag over the money.
Yeah.
And when you start looking at Warren Buffett always says, if I was in this for the money, I would have pulled my money a long time ago. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the structure. I'm in it for the position. And as long as I'm in position, my children's children will always eat. Those who work for me, children's children will always eat.
I've had that. So before I started my own business, I was a recruiter, and with like a lot of higher level positions that I was filling, it would come with like a minimum salary. And then it would also come with like stock options inside of a company.
Yeah.
How come this is like a power play? Because I was dealing with like a lot of CFOs, CEO like conversations and interviews, and they would be like, tell me the comp package. And they wanted to know how much stocks they were getting in the company. And these would be startup companies. Like, It didn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess maybe I just wasn't able to see the future that far in advance like they are.
It's like people are believing into the business to the point where they're like, yo, if I'm finna invest into it, what am I getting? What's my ROI? What am I getting in return? So if I'm getting this stock, then I would rather put this money into the stock than versus you just pay me back in like just some cash exchange.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's more residual. That's something that's going to continually grow. That's putting money in a better position where money is making money.
Got it.
And as so then my intentions change with your company because now I'm investing into your company and I want to see your company grow. So that's why I'm willing to do the extra. That's why I'm willing to show up. That's why I'm willing to literally do coordination like cameos and just do whatever I need to do to get that company off the ground. Yeah. Because I'm highly invested, because the better that company does, the more my money moves.
Okay, that makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why big investors will go, they're like, bro, what kind of stocks am I getting? Like, what are we getting out of it? This is why also people who work there, they don't invest into the stock because they don't believe in the company, because they hate the motherfucking company because they slaving there.
Right.
Niggas like, man, I ain't putting my money in stock, bro. Put it on my check.
Yeah.
And then they go and blow it.
Yeah.
They go and blow it. They working there 10 years, 20 years. And then you got the old grandma that's saying, man, I've been putting all my money in my stocks options. Mm-hmm. And then this the one with 2-3 houses. This is the one that everybody goes to when they need an advance. This is the person that always have to help people out when they're short. You see, like this. Yeah. And it's just, again, if you're watching this, when you watch this, as a brand new individual that's saying, I need a better relationship with money, the first thing you're going to have to start doing is deciding where your money is going to go. Because whether you're poor, living check to check, middle class, living check to check, or wealthy and writing checks, at the end of the day, all three receive money. All three make a decision where that money goes. The difference is wealthy people put their money coming in from assets. So that money is basically them looking for income producing assets that is going to produce the max amount of income for that money. Whereas a middle class is getting the money from a salary and they're putting that money back into their the lifestyle, the house, the car, the insurance. They're what the middle class is kind of like what makes the world moves, right? Because they're buying in everything. They have the house, they have the cars, they have the wife, they have the kids, they have the insurance, they have everything. Then you have the poor people. They ain't investing into shit. All they doing is just making money, spending money, making money, spending money, and complaining. So those three concepts don't change the outcome. What changes the outcome is when you get that money, what you gonna do with it? And what's proof is when people get money, taxes, they go do stupid shit.
Blow it.
And that's where it comes back to, you can never get a wrong person money, or you can never give stupid people money. If I'm talking to my black people, you can give a nigga the stupid nigga money, because the minute you give a stupid nigga money, he's gonna go do stupid shit.
Right.
And this is where I go, coming into life coaching, motivating, and being that image. You go, bro, you're gonna have to be a better version of yourself to maintain the investments, because the investments improve and you stay down here, bro, it does not make a difference. You're not going to keep that money. You're not going to take advantage of the investment. You're not even going to be educated on what to do with it. You know how many people I ran into and said, bro, I bought Bitcoin in 2012. I just didn't know what to do with it. Oh, bro, I bought XRP at 20-something, and I just didn't know what to do with it. Oh, I have this and I don't know what to do. I have Shiba and I don't know what to do with it. Like, what made you buy something like that?
You think they're lying to you just because you are who you are?
Yeah, most people lie. Most people lie like a motherfucker, bro. I try to be honest with you. Like, most people ain't even never had anything. Nothing. They're just going off of TikTok videos. Yeah, and that's okay. I always say it's okay, because for me, I'm not interested in how much you got. Right. I'm just interested in showing you how you should be doing it, how you should actually be moving it, so you can go teach your mom and your daddy. You see what I'm saying? So you can go teach your kids like that. So that's the most important thing, bro. Is like, the minute you decide who you are and what you are in this industry and how much money you're going to put on yourself, because for me, I'm always willing to put in on myself. So that's why it seems like my risk factor is greater than most. Yeah. But I understand what I bring to the table. I understand the energy. I understand the light. I understand what is required. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm finna go max on this brother right now. Boom, let's go max on it. Yeah. And then I'm ready to give max effort. I'm ready to give max education on it. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to sponge everything with that investment before I press that button. Where most people are just going to go off hype and say, yo, Mr. Holistic said, buy gold right now. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Boom.
How do you respond to things like that? Like, if you give advice or you give an opinion, I think this is going to go here, because what you said is you know how to play the long strategy, but you also know history repeats itself.
Yes.
So you're watching things. If you give an opinion or you say someone does this, and it's unfortunate, but let's say they spend their last dollar. I mean, that's everyone's sob story, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I spent my last dollar because of you. How do you deal with that?
I tell them straight up, you can't be pointing the finger at me.
Okay.
I can take the blame on the L, but I can't take the blame that you put your last dollar there.
Fair.
100%. So this is where the disclaimers come into the play, where I always have to tell people, I'm not your financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Past performances does not project future gains. You see what I'm saying? Trading is extremely risky. And then this is when I put my swag in. Don't be bringing your rent money, your child support money, or any money that you can't afford to lose over here with me. Because let me tell you, the market don't give two shits that you owe somebody money. It's going to take it. So bring money over here that you can afford to put over here and let it roll. And I don't even care if it's pennies. You're going to get the same energy out of me. That's my disclaimer. Oh. Because imagine if I can take a penny and make it out of $1, bro, what else do you need?
Yeah, 99%.
That's 99%. Yeah. What else do you need? Right. Now it's just a matter of you like, change the penny, bro. Mm-hmm. Change the penny. Mm-hmm. Put the nickel there. Put the dime there. Put the quarter there. Put the 50 cents there. Put the 75 cents there. Then put the $1. Because if you put $1 in the market, it moves like 100. And imagine when the market is moving like this, bro, you can go up 700-800 and in seconds be down 300. So I tell people, don't be risking more than you can stomach. Like if your personality can't take that movement, why are you over leveraging? And this is what over leveraging is. Yeah. When people say, yo, Mr. H just made like $2,000, I'm going to send it tomorrow when he give a trade. That's a you issue. Because I'm human also. I lose also. So it comes to confidence. That's how I handle that. Because I'm smiling and laughing when I'm winning, and I'm smiling and laughing when I'm losing. Yeah. So I tell people, you either win with me or lose with me or don't do nothing with me. Because I'm going to keep the same energy no matter what. The same excitement I got when I'm winning, the same excitement that I got when I'm losing. Because if I can lose it, I can gain it. But it's about control. You see, if I say, yo, I'm going to lose 200, I'm willing to risk 250, I'm not down 400. Right. I'll cut the trade. Sometimes I'll cut it before I get to 250 and just find a better position. And that's, again, in-game adjusting, education, and just understanding experience, repetition, knowing that the three-pointer is not on, let me get to the basket. You see what I'm saying? Like that, knowing that my money is not so big where I got an $800 credit score, so I ain't out here looking for $500,000 house. Let me go get me a triplex. Let me go get me something small, buy it, stay in it, rent 3 of them out. You see what I'm saying? Like that. And now my money is making me money, and now I go duplicate that. So it's so many ways that when it comes to just trading, that relates to like flipping in the hoods, or literally just taking a pack, moving the pack, breaking the pack down, however you want to say it. It's still structure. You see what I'm saying? So I tell people, especially with my black guys, and I get a lot of dope boys. Yeah. I get a lot of dope boys in the game. The people say, man, how do you manage it? I said, bro, you have to take the same mindset of taking a 3.5 to a 7, from a 7 to a 14, from a 14 to a 28. It's the same compound strategy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And once they start learning how to trade small, they'll also learn how to trade big, because it's the same habits. Like I said, just change the penny.
I met people that have digital real estate in the metaverse, but have no real estate in this universe. What do you say to that individual?
That's almost like me right now. Because it's like, that's also saying I'm looking at a bigger picture here.
So you're a fan of the metaverse.
I'm a fan of investing in it, not as a user, but as an investor. Okay. Like, I'm not an individual that is going to have an avatar that is going to be in there using the metaverse. Yeah. I'm an individual that is going to have land in the metaverse, and when you start going through the metaverse as a user, they're going to have, everything is going to be tokenized. You see? So I'm going to be positioning in the metaverse like, yo, if you come over on this side, it costs this much to come here. That's the 15-minute concept. That's the smart city concept. Because imagine when you start saying AI, robotics, agenta AI, everything is coming in at such a rapid pace. So the first thing people are going to do is lose their jobs. This is like the most common conversation in social media right now.
Yeah, like 35%.
35% of the workforce is going to go down because of robotics. Right. So you start saying, well, where's those people going to go? Those people are not going to just lose their job. They're just going to go home and put on VRs and control those robots who have been doing their jobs. That's how it starts. Right now, all of these self-driving cars around here, bro, they say prisoners are driving those. Those are like work release programs.
Whoa, I never heard that.
You see what I'm saying? So when we go down rabbit holes, those cars are being drove by prisoners.
So an inmate is driving my Waymo.
Bro, that's what they say.
That's crazy, bro.
This is what they're saying right now.
But he can't get a job at U-Haul or the McDonald's.
There you go. He can't go get a regular job. But what he can do is put that VR on, and he can sit in his home and drive motherfuckers around.
That's crazy. But I would rather have that driver, like that ex-con, driving my daughter around than in a physical Uber. Do you know what I mean? Knowing that's the Uber driver.
So that goes into the play where we are today.
Okay.
Because imagine it is so easy to book an Uber and put your child in danger of somebody that you don't even know,
100%.
which you would never do back in the day.
Right.
You understand that? So now you have to start making a decision. Can I afford that Waymo? Can I afford that Uber, that Lyft? Because now people can't afford it. Mm-hmm. So what they're willing to do is carpool. They're willing to sacrifice. Yo, my friend is picking up my son, and they're picking up his friend. I can pick your daughter up too. And then all of a sudden you have no clue who your daughter's with. You worried, but everybody else not worried because it's like that's their freedom.
Yeah.
It's like giving the kids the iPads now when you're killing brain matter. You see what I'm saying? And when people go, oh, what does that mean? I'm sick and tired. I need that space. So I give my daughters the iPad. Well, you just literally triggered your daughter to not having an attention span.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there's so many different ways when you start going like, you're either going to be a user or you're going to be an investor. You're either going to be choosing to do something or you're going to be forced to do something. So I'm going, if the metaverse is there and we all can understand that it's there, before it was just like a hearsay, she say. Now everybody can openly say like, yo, the metaverse exists. There's people in the metaverse making money. There's people in the metaverse selling things. There's people in the metaverse literally like buying things, building things. And I go, that's the future. Because if you're looking at chaos and you're looking at doomsday theories, the end of the world and all of this shit that they keep talking, what is the outcome of that? What is the other little solution to getting around all of that? It's being diverse. Go into the metaverse. Let's go buy land there. Land is so expensive here. And you can buy land here and not know what to do with it.
Nothing.
You see what I'm saying? That you can buy the land here. You still need physical individuals there to go cut it, maintain it, like seed it and everything. And if you don't have that skill set, you're in a whole nother heap of trouble. That's a bad investment.
I think it was just the other day, like Fannie Mae now is backing mortgages up with cryptocurrency. So it is becoming realistic now.
Oh, it's real, bro.
Yeah. Like
I've been living off of crypto. I tell people straight, I've been living off of crypto for like 6 years now.
How do you spend it though? Like, bro, I don't understand.
So let me tell you something that happened in COVID that a lot of people don't realize. When I told people they used the pandemic to slow the world down, to switch the SWIFT system boxes.
You just said the pandemic?
The pandemic.
Okay. Yeah. I'm making sure I
had to put that in there. I had to let people know where I stand. Hashtag pure blood over here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm making sure I heard you correctly.
So imagine, I was in Vegas when I saw on the strip when they switched the boxes, meaning the sell boxes, the swipe, the tap, like that. And they started allowing you to be able to take crypto and exchange it over into real money at real time.
Like at the gas stations.
Like at the gas station.
Okay.
I mean, before you had like Starbucks saying, oh, we accept Bitcoin. You had little cafes saying, oh, we accept Bitcoin. But you couldn't really use it nowhere else. Yeah. So it had a very small usage rate, very high investment rate, meaning people were buying into it, but nobody was really using it.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency right now has an extremely high usage rate now, meaning as more and more people are investing, now more corporate American business structures are accepting it. Because people saying, I won't never buy Bitcoin, but I'll damn sure put a product out there and receive Bitcoin for it. Yeah. So when you start buying, like say, if you have a business and you want to do like what's popular right now is peptides.
Yep.
So peptides is like the most big, like the business that is coming to. I'm actually getting into to some of the products. I found the manufacturer, a lab, and stuff like this. And the reason why I tell you this, they only fucking accept Bitcoin or XRP. I'm like trying to give them dirty dollars that I got in my closet. I'm like, bro, I can go give you a money order. I can send you a MoneyGram. I can do this. They like, no. We only want Bitcoin or XRP.
But is it lower value because they're thinking that it's going to be higher in the future?
100%. It's the ultimate investment. It's saying I would rather receive something that has an upscale than you give me your funk ass dollars that is losing value for the last 4-5 years.
And Bitcoin is so valuable because there's just a certain amount of it. Is that like my understanding?
Not necessarily that. It's literally like it's like digital gold. It's the most valuable asset on the market right now.
But why though?
Because of its actual upside. Because of the actual, it does not need the central bank.
That's where the blockchain comes
That's where the blockchain comes in. It allows me to take a transaction and go, bro, I want to move 100,000 and I want to move that in fractions. Right now, to go to the bank to move 100,000, bro, it's a headache.
It is. It's terrible.
It's a fucking headache.
Even if it's your own money.
Even if it's your own money. You couldn't go and pull 100,000 out right now.
Yeah,
it's a whole process.
I went to Bank of America the other day to take out 25,000. They told me to come back in 3 days.
Bro, I'm telling you.
And it's my money sitting there.
It's your money. Yeah. And that's what people don't realize. Like, even the bank changed. Because now they can hold up to 90% of your money. They only need 10% of your money in hand.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah. So imagine back in the day, it was like 80-20. And so they would take 80% of the money that you directly deposit and put it into like mortgages, credit cards, and like whatever they're just selling and things like that, investing and things like that, putting it into the markets and leave 20% of your money in hand just in case, as they say, a run in on the bank happens. They at least can like filter the first little scare tactics of individuals saying, give me my money, I want to take all my money out.
Right.
Now they only need 10%. They got 90% control of your money. So I go, if somebody told me that you control 90% of my money, then I'm literally putting bare minimum over there and I'm taking the rest and I'm making my decisions because it is clear as day that the bank don't care about us.
But even if it like crashed or went down, it's still federally banked by the FDIC up to the first 250,000. So you get your money back, right?
Yeah.
Even if we're saying the dollar has no value, you'll still get $250,000 if you have it in there.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. So I'll give you a story. I was in Argentina 2002, 2003 when they went bankrupt.
When I say Mr. Worldwide, I want people to understand I mean Mr. Worldwide.
Oh, bro, 16 different countries, bro.
You're the man.
Yeah. 16 different countries, bro. I'm telling people, like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Language game on stupid. So imagine I was in Argentina when the country went bankrupt and I was playing ball and the teams came to us and told us, listen, you guys can choose to stay, but we can't pay you right now. Maybe after the season, things change. We will back pay you, but we can't pay you, or we can just send you home. I chose to stay because I had nowhere else to go, and I was in the game for playing. I still had that love of the game versus just a businessman. I watched the country take people's life saving and said it was for the global debt of the country.
Jeez.
I watched people commit suicide in front of the banks. You can look it up. In 2003 in Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina, people were committing suicide because they're like, I don't know what else to live for. Yeah. You just took everything. So when you think about it like that, bro, that's like, again, another pandemic. It's like, can you trust the banks? Absolutely not. Can you trust the government? Absolutely not. If you think about our government does not make money. They take our money, and then they spend our money, and then they tell us what we can and cannot do. Like, who the fuck you think you are? So whether you're conservative or whether you're a Democrat, at the end of the day, I speak for we the people, and I start saying, like, bro, when are you guys going to realize, like, they are not at our best interest, no matter which side? And I'm more conservative than anything. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm going, bro, when are you going to start realizing, like, if we can't get along and start educating each other and start educating our children, that's a whole nother problem 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You understand what we're going into? So when you start looking at the dollar and the value, I'm going, imagine my daughters right now who have zero understanding of the value of the dollar. And they get 19, 20 years old and start venturing into like school and stuff like that. And it's a whole nother currency out right now. It is highly important that they are educated on how to take money that is a dollar, that is paper, that is fiat, and move it into the digital space and then invest into that digital space. That is key. So whether it works out or not, me personally, I truly don't give a fuck. Pardon my French. I truly don't care.
Yeah.
What I care about is that I tried. If I fail, it's successful failure. You see what I'm saying? So I won't be the guy that'll be 80 years old, sitting on my porch in my crib, and my daughter comes to me and says, what were you doing when Bitcoin was here? What were you doing when XRP was here? Like, I won't be that guy.
Yeah.
I say I'd rather have everything and not need it than to need everything and not have it. So that's why I'm always going to take that risk on myself. But I'm going to make sure I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be when I'm taking that risk. So when the rewards come, I can reap them. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need to fake the funk. I don't need to say, yo, bro, I got bags, I got money, I got this, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. No, bro, sometimes I like to tiptoe and shit. I like to tiptoe and just to see how cold the water is, how hot the water is, how volatile this thing is. Is it really gonna go? Sometimes I put a little bit into something, I go, fuck, man, I should have went and put the bag on it. Something told me to put the bag on it, but I was just like, also something told me to literally hesitate. So I listened to that voice. I started listening to the inner me. And then you'll just realize like where your risk is at, where like, you know what I'm saying, where your emotional stability is at, because sometimes you're not able to handle that drawdown.
Yeah.
And that drawdown is brutal.
Do you think that Donald Trump, being the man that he is, thinking the way that he is, and like earning the income and generating his wealth the way that he did is good for the economy and good for us?
Well, quite frankly, I think I'm the greatest ever when it comes to making money. No, I think the way he made his money is through, again, like he had a really big start. I think he got, like 5 million, something like that, or maybe even 10 million from his dad or something like that to start. So, bro, who's having that start? In the minority or in the lower vibration of money? Who's having that start?
Nobody. So
for him to do what he's doing, I mean, he's made some really good business decisions and he made some really bad business decisions. But at the end of the day, he's a billionaire, bro. So at the end of the day, you have to start where I really like Donald Trump is his strategic negotiation on how he deal with the money. So that's when I got caught on, because I've been on the Donald Trump way before he got political. I was like, bro, I like the way this guy negotiates. I like the way this guy negotiates. I love the way he negotiates. And if I start negotiating like that with my own products, my own business, I can get those results because I'm a better person. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I always look at it. Like, bro, if I like something that someone else is doing and I want to adapt it into my repertoire, into my daily avenue or the way I make money, I look at that individual and I go, I'm better than you, motherfucker. So therefore, I know I'm going to do more with it.
Okay.
So you give me a skill to learn how to be a digital educator or a digital trader or something like that. I'm like, bro, I'm one of the top individuals that is walking around 10 toes down. I ain't hurt nobody. I'm loving on everybody, hugging on everybody, teaching everybody, preaching to everybody. I'm going, bro, I'm reaping rewards from that. So when I start trying something and then I put it on paper, we already know what the future is. You see what I'm saying? So when I start writing my future out and I'm fit to go get it. So when people say, bro, how you waking up? How you, cause my God, Mateo's like, bro, how you keeping the routine? The routine is what brings the results.
Yep.
So no matter what time frame I'm on, as soon as I wake up, take your ass to the gym. Why? Because you already know money gonna fatigue you. Trying to get money will fatigue you.
Yep. And
if you're not getting it and you're consistently trying, you're gonna start slowing down.
Yeah.
So I make sure I push my heart rate extremely in the mornings so the world can't do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's when you start getting ahead of the game. So my mindset is totally different when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to attraction, when it comes to putting in work. I'm going, bro, it's like the thought process of the treadmill. Bro, I'm going to die before I get off before you. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to die, like in the ring, bro. Are you willing to not leave this ring tonight in these 3 to 5 rounds? Because I'm ready to go there. It's like when you even put it into the streets, bro. The people say, what's going to happen? I was like, bro, we're not shooting back. We're shooting first.
Yeah.
Like we're calming a whole situation down. Like I'm the only one going to be there to talk to the cops. And people say, bro, you always bring things to the extreme. We're living in extreme times. And if you can't go there and just in the thought process, you're not going to be able to physically go there. It's like you practice the way you play. Yeah. And if you can't go 110, 150 in practice, you ain't going to go 110, 150 in the game. So I tell people, slow down, go 150 on getting educated. It's boring. It's frustrating. It's slow. But that's the beginning, bro. Yep. You didn't come out your mama just running. You didn't come out your mama running. Right. So what makes you think you're finna do it financially? It's steps in everything that we do. And that's for everybody that is brand new, like, don't lose sight of those steps. Like, people get so caught up in looking at the destination, and when you start understanding that the journey requires so much more attention. That's why I like, and I hate to like this is why I love about the turtle, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the turtle is one of my favorite guys. Like this guy, bro, is like, he can't move fast. He can't move sideways, bro. The guy can only just strategically take steps.
Yep.
And each step that he's taking is calculated. And then everything is trying to eat it. Everything is trying to pick it up and catch it. And what does he do? Just goes in the shell, patiently waits. All the chaos clears, sticks his head out, boom, starts moving again. And he makes it to his destination because it's about his journey. Imagine that motherfucker's thought process when he's trying to cross the street. He's like, bro, man, these cars coming 50, 65 miles per hour. Bro, I'm only moving like this, and he makes that happen.
I like how you made the turtle black.
Yeah. He black, bro. Yeah. He black, bro. He's a black man, bro. He might be living off Bonanza and Martin Luther King. He for sure living off Bonanza and Martin Luther King, bro. I swear, and he's probably Raphael because he's the only black Ninja Turtle, bro. Bro, you heard the concept about the Ninja Turtles being like reptilians and pedophiles? And
like all the pizza.
And Shredder was a good guy?
Yeah, Shredder's the good guy. Splinter is the bad
bro,
guy.
Like, what the hell world we living in?
April O'Neil is like the media.
The media, bro,
yeah.
it makes so much sense, bro. It makes so
crazy.
much sense.
That sucks. With you being like this close to the pulse of like the political side of stuff, what was your thoughts, honestly, on the Drewski skit?
To be honest with you, bro, like, because I knew Charlie Kirk. I never knew Erica Kirk.
You knew him?
I knew him. I've been in chats with him when we were supposed to, but these guys were always about protest. I've never been about, like, protesting.
Okay.
I think it's irrelevant. I don't like getting, and I'm old militia, so it's like, it's hard to get me in big crowds because I get antsy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like that feeling. So I've been in, like, conservative chats from TikTok, and everybody's like, let's get together from January the 6th.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in chat since January the 6th. Mr. Holistic, we need you speaking. We need you doing it. I'm like, first of all, don't get it twisted. Don't let this TikTok shit fool you. Like, I'm a real one. I'm not finna get out here and be holding signs and like, I need to go talk to whoever I need to be talking to get a solution. This is not the solution. So when all the stuff happened after Charlie Kirk, this is when you have to start understanding, like, bro, are we really watching a movie right now? If I want to say on air, allegedly, when you start saying that, this guy started telling you, like, yo, these people are finna kill me. Everybody know who these people are. And then all of a sudden, your wife is doing business with these people. And then all of a sudden, now, all the things that are coming out, stop right there. Boom. That's content. Drewski, comedian. All he does is look at real deal situations and mimic them. And the reason why people got so butthurt over it is because it hit close. And that's when people start saying, oh, I am Charlie. This is the most disrespectful thing. Bro, you didn't say that when he did the black Israelites.
Right.
You didn't say that when he did the redneck at the NASCAR. Oh, what if we did blackface? Y'all been doing blackface since the 60s. In fact, blackface is funny as fuck. Do it more. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's funny as hell. Do it more. Like, what are you talking about? I thought it was hilarious because everybody knows that when she does that stare, bro, it's funny as hell. So I always tell people, like, if you're living in a world where somebody can make a skit, put it on social media, and that, like, really fucks you up, like, you really need to go back to the mirror. Because I get so many, like, liberals, Democrats, black people coming after me. How could you support Donald Trump? How could you be a conservative? And they just start, like, poking, or they'll look at my video and they were like, you know what, I'm unfollowing you. And I'm like, motherfucker, I didn't know you was following me anyway. Like, don't let the dough hit you where the good Lord split you. But then at the same time, like, why are you getting all butthurt of me shooting something on my phone, in my home, and giving out my opinion, and then saying that you have the freedom of speech? Like, that's what's going on right now. So you get a lot of conservative, because I posted the video, and the shit went viral on my page. And I was just like, yo, bro, how could I not post this? Mm-hmm. Like, this is funny as hell. But I also wanted to engage, like, how the actual conservatives will respond, the diehard Charlies, who are now diehard Ericas. And then you see them, like, acting like liberals, acting like the same thing that they point the finger at. Oh, they all convert to violence. They start calling names. They start using their thumbs for some silly shit that they would never say to my face. So my response to them is like, you have the right to say what you said with your thumbs. But would you honestly say that if you were standing in front of me?
No.
What is your response to that? I could say would you say it to my face? And where I'm from, if you won't say it to someone's face, don't say it at all. And if you don't want to say, if you can't say it, like, for an example, it's like, just keep scrolling, bro. And that's where people get messed up. They can't stop scrolling. They can't stop because that's the dopamine. That's the new drug. That's the new people feeling like, it's like the kids playing the video games. They feel successful there. I know one of my homeboy sons, he plays this game, this UFC game. So I'm telling him, I see you playing 4-5 hours of UFC. Are you even in any UFC gyms? Oh no. You don't do jiu-jitsu? Oh no. You don't do no Muay Thai? You don't take no classes? No. I just practice with my guy. I just make my guy better, and I feel like I can fight. You see?
Yeah.
The dopamine is literally letting children feel like they really, truly are them because of the participation of the video game. And then when it comes to real life, they're not able to throw a punch. And this is what's happening in the financial world. People are literally feeling like they're stable in this new world because they're paying them high hourly. Never forget, time you never give back. Yep. The dollar is losing value. So you're giving time, which is it is the most valuable asset because you never get it back, for money that is losing value by the day. And then you buying things that are liabilities. So it's a lose-lose situation. So the first thing you have to start doing is like, how can I stop giving so much time for the dollar that is not basically creating value? And then take the dollars that I get and switch it to something that is more valuable. This is like the emergency brakes Flintstones. Like that's it. Like what the fuck, bro? How can I give less time? So you have to start sacrificing. You only get 24 hours. If I'm working 8 to 10 hours, bro, I'm left with 14.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping another 8. Bro,
6.
You left with 6. You ain't even washed your ass. You ain't even took your kids nowhere. You ain't even meditated, prayed. You ain't did none of that yet. Imagine. And then you start telling them, I ain't got no time. Because you wasting time. So you have to do a due diligence check on your time. And that's where I think I can go on and on, bro, like about this stuff, because in the beginning, people are so easy to make excuses on why they can't do it, or why it's hard, or why they're not consistent, or why. And then they get into the point where they're in limbo because nothing is working. And at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice that time. Because the minute you stop giving time for money and start putting the time in learning how to make money, now that money is making money, and now it's important for you to take that money and put it in a better position. You can scalp with that money. You can day trade with that money. You can swing trade with that money, or you can position trade with that money. Why? Because that is money that has made money. And that money is unemotional to you because you didn't go slave for time. You see? So when you detach yourself emotionally from money that you didn't physically create, that's when your risk factor goes up. That's when you're willing to take a risk. That's why most people are willing to take risks during tax season.
Because money, free money.
It's like free money to them. They don't realize they've been working for it, but it's like free money to them, and it's bulk money. And that's the only time most people see bulk money.
Yeah.
You see, like that. And that's why I always tell people, like, you just learned the wrong thing well. And when you learn the wrong thing well, you're going to do it for a long period of time. To someone like me to come around and go, bro, why are you doing that? Why are you still doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when are you going to make a change? It's insane. It's insane how many young men have so good potential, but because they're running in a circle and chasing their tail, they're not going nowhere. And a lot of people also take movement as like prospering. Like, no, bro, you're not going there. That's not progress. You're not progressing because you're moving.
Yeah.
Like, what are you standing on? And that's when you start understanding everybody's standing on the dollar in the global economical world, and the dollar is failing. And that's why you see Bitcoin go up and go down. Right now, we're looking at, and most might not understand this language, but those who trade will understand this language. Metals are moving like indices, and indices are moving like crypto, and crypto is moving like currencies right now. And I'll break that down.
Please.
Crypto before was extremely volatile, meaning Bitcoin would go from like 40,000 to like 60,000, then back down to 30,000, then 80,000, then back down to 70,000. Like it's going like 10,000, 20,000. It's moving. Like I've witnessed Bitcoin go from literally like 57 to like 98, like in like weeks.
Yeah.
So you're like, yo, bro, that's crazy. How do you even trade that? Because the minute you up and if you don't take it right then, bro, it's right back down to 50 something. So you're like, you telling me I just saw $10,000 a day and because I wasn't watching it came back and flipped me out? You see? Mm-hmm. So people get desperate and like, next time I'm going to put more and I'm going to stay in there less, but I'm going to watch it. So that's how crypto moves. Crypto is extremely volatile. So it's hard to estimate the foundation or structure of it. Indices which is like your Dow Jones, your NASDAQs, and your Fortune 500 companies. That's what makes the world go. Yeah. So they normally move like real big, like I would say rapid movement, like big candles. Now, they're literally like moving like crypto used to move, like this kind of. Gold used to do 200, 300 pips, meaning gold would go from $1,500 an ounce to like $1,900 an ounce or $1,575 an ounce, like this. Now she going from $1,500 an ounce to like $3,500 an ounce. So now she went from $3,500 an ounce to $4,000 an ounce, $4,300 an ounce, $4,700 an ounce. That's like uncommon for metals to move like that. So that means that people are panicking and taking money from the banks and storing it into gold, storing it into silver, storing it into like platinum and all of these different metals because they go, you can never go wrong with buying metals because once you're dealing with a war, they're going to use metals. So my value of my money is going to be safer over here than it is over here. And that's where you see the markets moving like this. So you go, I can't just put basic entries on gold and not have a stop loss because it'll blow your account. I cannot just literally put money in an index right now and not watch it because it'll blow your account. Right now, you can put money in crypto and it just sit there because crypto ain't moving like that. You want to know why? Yep. Because people are taking their profits. Imagine the people who've been in crypto forever. Now they're taking their profits and guess where they're putting it? Gold, silver. They're putting it over into the precious metals now. And they're not buying it physically.
Right.
They're doing it digitally. And this is the game changer because people think that they need to hold these things physically. No. All you need to be able to do is get into there digitally because half the time your ass ain't even in shape to carry the amount of grams and weight you need to save your ass. You ain't going to be able to carry it no way. You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, how long your fat ass going to carry it? So that's why I think we should get back into like body shaming in America because I think because we don't body shame no more, all of these fat motherfuckers are running around here acting like they in shape. You know, like the unhealthy health inspector are telling you how to be healthy. Like, fuck off, bro. You look at your stomach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we're living in a world where they sell confusion at the, like to the highest bidder. So imagine what they're doing to the money when they're doing that to our health.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think overall to just like kind of like bring the conversation to like a tilt, I think it's just highly important that people be open-minded to diversing themselves financially. Yeah. And not just get stuck with, oh, I have a salary. Oh, I've been doing this for so long. I don't want to mess it up. Like you have to realize like you're going to get messed up because you're going to be a dinosaur in a new world. And you already know what they did to the dinosaurs if these fuckers even existed. like you understand? Like you already know what they do to dinosaurs. They run you over. And so those are going to be the individuals that basically people like us who get educated, we're going to make money off of them. Because one thing I do know in the market, in order for me to win, somebody needs to lose. Right. And I'm always going to win.
And if you were going to give like the investment starter pack, what would that look like?
First thing first, you should join OBG. OBG is the number one day trading company in America, hands down. So therefore, that puts you in a safe position to say, like, we're the bridge. And as the bridge, we're a safe bridge. We're a sturdy bridge. So that means we're not asking for your money. You won't pay me anything. You will pay the actual community. You see? And as you come into the community, you'll start learning your basics of your basics. Get your foundation, and we'll start teaching you the basic language of investing, the basic language of day trading, the basic language of marking up charts. And it's just a matter of you showing up and understanding that language. And the minute that language becomes just clear, Like I said, I've been in so many different countries where I didn't know the language when I first got there, but I thought it was important to learn, like, yo, where's the bathroom? Yeah, where's the nearest restaurant? Where's the nightclubs? ¿Dónde está mujeres? Like you have to start learning how to at least say what you want. Now you got translators everywhere, so you can just kind of like do it by phone. So it's a lot easier than adapting to like learning it. You're gonna have to learn the language of money because money is going digital, and when it goes digital, it's gonna move a lot faster than it's moving in your hands with the paper. I mean, if you're feeling lost now because you can't get the bag now with the paper, imagine digitally. So the greatest starter pack is to get with a community that can be the bridge to your start. Because the minute you create the foundation, you don't have to go back. You can build up from there. And even when you lose while building, you're not falling all the way back down to the foundation. You're just like, boop, let me go a little higher. Boop, let me go a little, okay, boop, let me rebuild this structure we better. And then boom, 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 and you keep going up. So you're more like little step backs versus drops off cliffs. You see what I'm saying? So that's what a community does for you. After that, get you an exchange, whether it's Coinbase, whether it's whatever exchange you want. I'm not here to tell you which exchange to get. Get you a crypto exchange and start learning how to take money from your bank and put it into your exchange. And what that lets your bank know is that this individual is trying to become an investor. This individual is letting us know that he don't trust us no more, and he is willing to start investing his own money. And when he's willing to start investing his own money, that means we're going to start losing value. More people are using crypto, and the banks are saying, that was for the black markets. That was for money laundering. That was for cartels. That was for drug deals. That was for sex trafficking. That's what that was for. Now the banks are saying, oh, I see people, the usage rate is going up. We'll custody your crypto now. We will buy crypto for you now. You see? Because what they want to do, they want to hold that 90%. You see what I'm saying? So now the role is turning where now rules and regulations are coming in, and people who have been hanging steady and have been going through the fight, because we're in it for the journey, not just the destination. We know rules and regulations are going to come. We know scare tactics are going to come. We know our government is shitty. We know our bank system is shitty. We know it. And they're not going to just lose control just because a whole bunch of individuals are buying digital assets. That's why it's so fickle. Because they will know if big investors start buying Bitcoin, XRP, let's just say XRP. Okay. If XRP goes to 10,000 right now, do you understand what that would do to the workforce?
Everyone would quit.
There you go. There you go. And you know why they'll quit?
Because they had it when it was like 0.0027.
So that would throw the whole labor force into a Richter scale that no one has ever seen before.
Yeah.
So they would rather implement robotics that would have a 35% drop off in people working than 100% work like drop off. So that means XRP could even be a stable coin.
Yeah.
Where the government says, you know what, fuck it, we can't let this thing go to $10,000. Mm-hmm. Leave it at $1.50. Fuck them. Like this. Yeah. Leave it at $1.50. Fuck them. Whoever's in it for 25 cents, you did what you did. You got what you got. Good job. But anybody else who got in at $1.27, $1.40, you asked out. It is what it is.
So you think the government controls those too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they'll make a stable coin. They make the rules and regulations.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, bro. They make the rules and regulations, bro.
So that's why like Dogecoin never...
That's why it never went nowhere. Too many people had it at a cheaper price.
What about the Trump coin and the Melania coin?
So these are licks. These are if you're listening or not.
Okay.
This is if you're listening or not.
Okay.
So imagine one thing we know that Trump likes to tweet. Trump also has a lot of ego. So he also likes to take credit for a lot of shit. So when the market starts going up, it was me, I did it all. I told him, quite frankly, you should buy now. So when he says things like that, you start figuring out what is he talking about? And then you start looking at things that move when he talks. And then you put your money there. So when the QQQ came out, boom, people put their money in. NVIDIA came out, people put their money there because they were talking about it. But imagine the people who hate him so much that they don't listen.
Yep.
But they struggle financially. And they still got the middle finger up to make America great again. When you're living in America and you're having kids, you should want America to be great again. You for sure should want your America to be great. The hell with the politics. The slogan in itself, you should want your America to be great because you're having kids. And your kids are going to eventually have kids. So that makes you a grandparent. So what is your legacy at that point? So this is like my whole purpose of getting what I'm getting into of being diverse, because that allows me to leave a legacy when shit can get super chaotic. And if I got all my birds in one basket, where does the legacy go when the whole basket has a hole in it? Because the government decided that this is stable now. And they just say, you can't have this. And it can happen.
Yep.
But this is why we have our businesses. This is why we have LLCs. This is why we have escorts. This is why we have trusts. So we basically secure ourselves in so many different ways. Because to make money is one thing. To make the money move is another thing.
To keep it
is a whole nother skill set.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and that is the key. Like, how much are you keeping? How much can your children use out of that? Where is the legacy when what you're doing right now is not enough for your kids?
Right.
And these are the questions that so many people don't even ask themselves. And when they start asking them questions, they don't have those solutions. And this is why it's important, once again, to be with OBG and be with a community, because that community will literally answer those questions, because you can see the successful individuals doing it. So you have structure to follow. So many people don't have fathers. So many people don't have moms. So many people don't even have grandmas. You know how many grandmas the pandemic took out? You know what that means spiritually?
Yeah.
All these YNs out here not getting prayed for?
Powerful.
That's why they running up on old people. Back in the day, you would never disrespect an elder. Never.
Right.
But now you got people robbing the elderly, you see? Because their grandma ain't around. They ain't got no elderly around them. Their daddy ain't shit, and their mama on dope. Like so that's this is like reality. Not everybody wants to be a UFC champion. Not everybody wants to be a businessman. Not everybody. Some people just want to be out there like get rich or die trying. Some people want to be the next Pablo Escobar because that's all they know. And then I like to meet the guy who wants to be the next Pablo Escobar and then change his products. Keep the same mindset, keep the same go-getter attitude, but let me give you a better product. Let me give you NASDAQ. Let me give you US 30. Let me give you Bitcoin. Let me give you XRP. Let me give you NVIDIA. Let me give you some nice little stocks. Now you go run that block. You go nickel and dime on that corner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you go re-up on that.
Yeah, much safer environment.
Bro, much safer.
Yeah.
Less risk.
Absolutely.
More upside. So when they laughing at the guy at McDonald's, the guy at McDonald's is more scalable. Quit fucking laughing. It's not funny. You still running when the truck comes around the corner. They're serving the truck through the drive-thru that just busted home you and your homeboys. You see what I'm saying? So it's like everybody can point the finger, but the three still points back. So if you're not having mirror talk, you're not literally elevating yourself and growing, bro, you're in a lose-lose situation. You're in a lose-lose situation. Facts.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to run this back for number 2. Please let us know in the comments like what you want this man to talk about, because he's just so diverse. I feel like we could hit everything in
100%.
an hour and
100%.
Ain't enough time.
It's not enough.
Please let them know, man. That's your camera. How they can reach you, get in contact with you.
First thing first, you can reach me at Mr. Holistic 888.com. You can also reach my business at holisticworld888.com. The reason why I throw 888s on there because we believe in manifesting financial abundance for others, whether it comes from health, whether it comes from just financial knowledge, whether it just comes from just growing life coaching and just being a better version of yourself. That's where you can find me on social media. I live in Las Vegas, but I'm well-traveled. I hit almost every state throughout the year. We do almost 100+ trade shows, so I'm always moving around as a keynote speaker or just going back to the floor of my business as a salesman and just serving. And I always say loving, hugging, touching, teaching on people and educating people on how to do it. Because the minute you plant the seed, the next thing is just watching it grow. You know what I'm saying? Just literally just that simple. So my responsibility is just to be up front, and not only be up front, be looking good up front. You know what I'm saying? Being stacked up front and letting people know, like, listen, a leadership role is not for everybody, but everybody has a leadership in them. So it's either you're going to hone in on that leadership skill and take that responsibility to be up front, or support the individuals around them that you see that has a leadership quality and push them towards it. Because the guys who literally take guys from the front position because they're afraid of it, this is like hindering their blessing. And this is the haters. This is the individuals that are like talking the wicked whispers in the ears. And that's where I always say, like, know where you want to go. And when you know where you want to go, don't let people stand where you at if they don't want to go there, because it's a waste of time. And we all know time is the greatest value and you don't get it back. And that's what people can't do in 2026. So whether it's Trump, whether it's another Democrat, whether it's political, whether it's economical, whether it's chaos, whether it's conspiracy, you're still going to have to look yourself in the mirror and make a decision. on how you paying your rent, how you getting your house, how you going to buy something, are you going to keep renting and paying somebody else's mortgage? Like, what are you going to do in life? You see what I'm saying? Like these are real deal questions that people have to ask themselves. And bro, you got guys 35, 40, 45 that's like, bro, like in limbo. Scared. Don't know where the next move. And also got too much ego to ask.
Good point.
And then the girls out there saying, take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there. You know, they ready to go everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, bro. So I tell the guys, bro, you got to come through and go through there, bro. You got to go through there and put your mind through there. Put your body through there, man. Put yourself to a real test. A lot of people don't even know how much gas they got. You know what I'm saying? And I would always say, man, see what you got in your tank and then put it on the line. Press the gas pedal. You know what I'm saying? Like stop riding your brakes. Before I honk at you and get you and put them forks on you and get your ass out the fast lane. Get your ass on the right side.
Man.
Yeah, but that's where you guys can reach me, man. It was much love, bro. I appreciate the opportunity to come and sit on the opposite side of the couch for you, bro. I love what you got going on. I love watching your stuff. I'm always showing love on social media. So this guy in itself, man, you guys got to hit him up. Let them know what you got going on.
Man, I first and foremost, I appreciate you because like I said at the beginning, I've been trying to chase you down for months now.
Yeah.
So getting you to stay still for an hour and 34 minutes.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know, like, this is big.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm telling you.
I was able to accomplish something huge. But man, yeah, thank you so much. Like,
and by the way, man, I just hit 146,000 followers on Instagram.
Huge.
We got 2.1 million viewership in the last 28 days.
Let's go.
We have, let me throw some stats out there for y'all. Let me throw y'all some stats
in real time.
In real time, bro. In real time. I might have to put my glasses on.
Please let us know in the comments down below, though. What do you want me to bring him back? And what do you want us to talk about? Because, yeah, this man could go for days. And I wanted to entertain y'all. And I wanted to be able to answer
you might have to read this
out
to him. You might have to read this out to him. Because they might think I'm like padding the stats.
Wow. Okay. So 30 days, right?
Yeah.
28th to the 29th, 2.1 million views, 805.7 thousand interactions, 15.3 thousand new followers, 312 pieces of content shared in 30 days, man.
That's work.
And this wasn't you being the most controversial version of you, because I've seen you go,
bro. I'm like riding the brakes right now.
We didn't even get to really touch on it,
bro.
But I seen you go, so
bro. And I'm like on chill mode right now.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? I'm like trying not to be shadow banned, trying not to I'm trying not to get, you know what I'm saying, like banned from the platform. So I'm like walking on eggshell.
Yeah,
but I'm like speaking my piece.
No, I feel it.
I'm like speaking my piece. So it's literally come to a point where you just got to just be you.
Yeah.
In a world where people are just creating content and just putting filters on. I don't use any filters. I don't use any clips or extras. I get on there, talk my talk, say what I need to say, like, share, drop your comments for more.
There it is.
Deuces.
There it is.
Deuces.
Man.
But I appreciate you, man. Much love, much love, much love.
Thank you.
Much love, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mateos.
We're going to do a round two. This is absolutely not the end.
100%.
Yeah, because there's 100%. More. There's more.
I'm about to get your minds. I got to come back in and start lighting the light up. I got to get my logo back here right now. I got to get upgraded, bro. We're going to have the triple H right there, bro. Let's do it.
You know, man, you guys already know. Every single week, I try to bring you a guest that's going to show you something different that you've never maybe possibly seen before in your lifetime, but puts it in a way that's digestible and it's real for you. So if you have a dream, if you have an aspiration, if you have something that you think could be great, I want you to double down on it. If you've tried to share an idea with your best friend, with your relative, with your spouse, and they don't understand it, that's because it wasn't given to them from God. It was given to you. Double down on it. I promise the best investment you'll ever make is within yourself. And I cannot wait to meet the double down version of you. That was today's episode.